Don't teach English in Vietnam if you're this type of person. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about who shouldn't teach English in Vietnam, and more specifically, who would be a good fit for someone to come teach English in Vietnam. So if you're considering coming out here to Vietnam to teach English and you want to know if it would be a good fit for you, this is the video for you. So I'm down a little alley here in Ho Chi Minh City, and if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex Stevenson. I'm the founder and managing director of Ninja Teacher, where we help people start teaching English in Vietnam. We've helped over 1,000 people get certified to be English teachers and find teaching jobs in Vietnam. We have a team of 10 plus people with over 80 years of combined experience in the English education industry. So we've helped quite a few people get started. So we have seen what makes someone successful when they come out to start teaching English in Vietnam, and who are the right types of people to do it. So the first thing that I would say is that you need to be an adventurous person. So I think when you're moving to a new country, this is something that you just need to have that sort of adventurous spirit. Whether you like to travel or not, I think that myself and many other people that come out to do this do love to travel. I've traveled to 25 countries while living abroad, and many of our alumni, I see them traveling all over Vietnam and to different countries. Having that drive to sort of see the world and be adventurous, do something exciting, go on a journey. You don't have to necessarily love travel either. I know other people that like to come live in Vietnam and they have more chilled lifestyles. They're not really traveling all that much, and that's totally fine too. Once you're settled in, you can just have a more relaxed lifestyle, go to cafes, eat out, experience the nightlife, whatever it is that you want, enjoy the culture in Vietnam. But at the same time, you're still moving to a whole new country across the world. So you need to have at least a certain degree of adventure in you and have that desire to go on an adventure, because it's going to be that. You're going to be changing up your life, you're going to be living in a new country. You're not just going on a vacation, you're going to be living here for a while. And if you're not an adventurous person, you're probably not going to enjoy it at all. If you don't like going out of your comfort zone at all, then you probably won't enjoy the experience. And you don't have to necessarily be out of your comfort zone the entire time, but there's definitely going to be that in the beginning, because everything's going to be new, everything's going to be different, and you have to embrace being out of your comfort zone, because things aren't going to be the same here. And you're going to be eating different food, you're going to be experiencing new things. So for example, I'm here getting some bún chả, which is one of my favorite dishes here in Vietnam. I think it's an amazing dish, but it's something new for a lot of people, Most people who've had Vietnamese food have had pho and banh mi maybe, and you're gonna have to try new things. And if you like that, if you like trying new things, then it's probably gonna be a fit for you, if that's something you find exciting. And again, you don't always have to be trying new things and pushing your comfort zone. Like, this is a favorite dish of mine. I eat it quite a lot. I like my comforts, and you can still get Western food when you're living in Vietnam. You can still get a lot of comforts here. There's a mall right around the corner from here. You can go to the cinema, all of those sorts of things too. There's plenty of comforts, but you definitely need to be willing to push yourself a bit in the beginning when you first move abroad. Following on from that, I would say you need to be quite flexible and adaptable, because living in a new country is going to be very different from what you know, and you're going to have that ability to adapt to things and get used to things how they are in this country. So there's going to be all sorts of new things that you experience. Maybe, for example, you'll find that the personal space in Vietnam is a lot smaller than what you'd find back home. So you might find that people come really close into your personal space. Even, for example, if you go to a restaurant like the one I was at earlier, someone might actually sit down at your table and eat with you, which can feel really weird if you're not used to that, because it doesn't happen in a lot of other countries. But that's just the way it is. If there's a seat there, they might ask, they might even not ask and just sit down and start eating next to you. So there's all these sorts of things, and there's way more than I can explain in a short video. So You have to experience them for yourself when you come here, and you have to be okay with them. You have to be flexible. You have to feel like you're okay with it. If you don't, if you're the kind of person that wants everything to be an exact certain way and have very strong opinions about how things should be, of course, there's certain things like your values and stuff like that. Of course, you should have strong opinions about that. But if every little thing that isn't how you like it to be isn't that way, and that bugs you, then you might have a difficult time here, because there are things in Vietnam, like the personal space, like many other things, that some people don't particularly like or just have to get used to because it's different. I'm here by the Saigon River. There you can see Landmark 81, which is the tallest building in Vietnam. And there's a nice promenade along here. There's actually some new restaurants along this promenade. And I believe they're going to open a new stop for the water bus. So it will stop over here, which is quite nice. I'm here now at Kong Cafe. They've got a nice back area here with a swimming pool and some greenery and stuff. I just had a coconut coffee. Next up, I'd say that you should be someone that sees the value in education. Now, the reason I say this is because if you're going to come out and teach English, you're going to be a teacher, you're going to be an educator. And I think it's important that you're someone that knows the value of education and how important it is to the lives of many, many people. The nice thing about teaching English is that it is a field that you can get into very easily compared to many other industries, even teaching in your home country, because you just have to have done a bachelor's degree in any subject in your home country and then take a 4-week TEFL certification, and then you can get a job with that. Which means that it is a great way to get into it and then test out to see if you like teaching and if it is something that you want to do over the long term. Now, I personally believe that you don't have to do it forever. You can just do it for a year or 2 years and then go on to doing something else. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and if you find out that maybe teaching isn't for you, then that's okay. But I think you do need to take it seriously while you're doing it, for various reasons. One being that it's a responsibility. Parents of children in Vietnam and other countries pay a lot of money for teachers to teach them English so that they can have better futures. So that's on you, and you do need to put that effort in there. And if you don't see the value in education and you're just messing around in a job like this, you're doing a disservice to these people. And also because you aren't going to enjoy it at all. If you don't care about education, if you don't see the value in it, then you're not going to be able to actually put the effort in to make fun classes that you'll enjoy teaching, that the students will enjoy, and then you'll just not enjoy it at all. So I wouldn't go forward with it if you feel like you're not the kind of person that likes people and working with people, at least to a certain extent, and that also you see the value in giving education and better futures to people through education. So a quick story to illustrate this. On our Vietnam TEFL program, which is a 4-week in-class teacher training course with orientation, pre-arrival support, and then assistance with securing a job, our trainees go out to different schools to observe teachers during the course, and then they move on to actually teaching their own lessons at different schools. But in the beginning they observe a few teachers, and ideally they're going to be observing great classes, and they get inspired by these teachers and they come away learning a lot. And sometimes they'll observe a teacher who maybe isn't like that, and that's okay, because that can still be a learning experience. You can learn what not to do. Obviously you want a combination of at least some good classes that you observe, but from time to time that happens. You know, not every teacher who is living and teaching English in Vietnam is a great teacher, and just statistically that's going to happen. So in our current course, a few of the trainees observed a teacher who was someone that didn't seem like they wanted to be a teacher. They were quite mean to the students, saying not nice things about them right in front of them when they clearly understood what the teacher was saying. He was shouting at the students and just being kind of mean to them, and saying to the trainees after the class that he didn't really want to be there, like he didn't like kids. And when I sat in on the reflections of the observations that morning, a lot of our trainees were really upset by it because they felt how wrong that was. I think there were even some tears in the classroom because it wasn't fair to the students, and it wasn't nice for our trainees who are coming into the program wanting to be great teachers, do a great job, inspire students to see a teacher doing that. So if you feel like you're the kind of person that would be upset by seeing that, then maybe you're the right person to teach, because he clearly isn't the right person to be a teacher in Vietnam. And we don't know his circumstances, maybe he was having a bad day or whatever. But to me, that doesn't seem like the kind of person that is enjoying himself and is enjoying being a teacher in Vietnam. So maybe that kind of person shouldn't come and be a teacher in Vietnam. Myself and the team at Ninja Teacher are lucky enough to meet so many great people coming through our programs. We have up to 16 people per program, and I just meet a lot of people who really care about being good teachers, and seeing reactions like that from our trainees and hearing about their feedback when they've taught their first classes, and there's again sometimes some tears, this time for like relief, like, oh, I can do this, I can be a good teacher, and that shows that they care. So I think that's key too. You have to care. You have to care about doing a good job. You have to care about the fact that you are having an impact on these children that you're teaching. If you are just doing it for the money, yes, you can get paid pretty well in Vietnam, and yes, maybe you're not even going to be a teacher forever, but while you're doing it, you should put in the effort and do a good job as a teacher, and I think that's important. So if you are that kind of person that's willing to do that, then I think you might be a good fit for teaching in Vietnam. So, being adventurous, being flexible and adaptable, and caring about education, those are the top things that I think you should consider to see if you think teaching English in Vietnam would be a good fit for you. So if you are interested in learning more about teaching English in Vietnam, you could watch this video right here, where we had a discussion with some of our alumni about their experiences of teaching English in Vietnam and how they liked it. So give that a watch if you're interested. Stay tuned for more videos about teaching English in Vietnam, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.